Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Army of the Dead. So Army of the Dead is a 2021 movie directed by Zack Snyder, starring Dave Bautista plus many others whose names I cannot say, and damn have I tried. So after a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble to enter the quarantine zone to try and pull off one of the biggest heists in history. Now, I went into this movie really excited. Anybody that's seen my trailer reactions or trailer reaction to this knows exactly how excited I was. I got to the end of this movie, and yes, I have to be honest with you, I was entertained. I had fun watching this movie. But, and there are a couple of buts which I'll get into later on, okay? But the first thing, let's go into performances. There wasn't one performance in this movie which I actually disliked, okay? Yes, there are more dominant performances over others, but they were all pretty solid. Whether they had comedic element or a more serious element or more of this badass, kick-ass kind of element to this movie, they all play a role and it all just adds to that movie. Dave Bautista's character in here is by far the strongest performance in here. You get to know his motivations. You do actually get behind his character. You understand why he's gone in there. There are reasons why he took this job on. And you do, like I said, get behind his character right the way throughout the whole of this movie. You learn more about him, not a huge amount, but you learn more about him throughout the whole of this movie. I will get into my first problem now. Okay, so deaths in this movie. There's a lot of death. There's a hell of a lot of death in this movie, okay? But there are some deaths in this movie which seem to be too early, okay? And other deaths in here that seem to be too late. So Samantha Wynn's character, Chambers, in here. Okay, she was absolutely badass. She was kick-ass. She was a properly solid performance for the time that she was on the screen, and then they killed her off far too early in this movie. But yet there's another character who then later comes apparent that it's like Dave Bautista's kind of love interest. She throughout this movie, she is in this movie through most of it, doesn't really do a huge amount, and then they kill her off. I'd rather have seen Samantha Wynn's character Chambers last pretty much the whole of the movie, and I get to see more of her kick-ass kind of fighting style, her badassery, because she was by far one of the best performances in this movie, but she is not in this movie enough. So yes, that is a bit of a spoiler for you, but it's something that really stood out for me. I might as well just do the problems straight away, shall I? Plotline. Okay, so the main plotline here is a group of mercenaries going in to try and pull off a bank heist. Okay, but there is another little plot line or subplot line which then comes apparent very quickly and out of the blue, which then kind of counteracts that main plot line, because you're going, right, because this is the actual reason why these people have been employed. It could have been done without the mercenaries, so why are they there? And this is how it felt to me. I was just like, right, so they're going in there to do a bank job, but this is the reason why this guy paid all this money to get those people there. You've got that. Why are you there? And that's kind of how it felt. It was just kind of this really conflicting plot lines going on in this movie. That being said, there are some good little plot twists in here and little teasers, which one of them, which I'm not going to mention just in case you haven't seen the movie, I'm just like going, you're going to have to do a second one now because I want to know what that's about. I really want to know what's going on here. I really do. And I like that. I generally like there's so many little different plot twists and turns in this movie, which I generally sparked my interest. And I generally enjoyed it. It's just that you've got that main plot line, and then you've got this one plot line, which just comes out of the blue, and you just go, those mercenaries don't actually need to be there because you've just done what you needed to do. It's just something that really kind of shouted out at me when it actually happened. That being said, like I said, they are the two main problems I had with this movie. The rest of the movie I thought was absolutely fantastic where it comes to comedic elements. I actually generally really enjoyed the zombies as well. You know, I expected when they walked in there to see zombies roaming around all over the place, but they're not. They kind of got this dormant kind of state to them, which they do actually explain as well, which I think is actually a really, really good added touch. It's something different in the zombie movies, and then you've got the more intelligent, faster, stronger zombies, which were a great added touch as well, which they are badass and they are kick-ass in every single way. There are no F's given in any way, shape or form, which was another standout point of this movie, which really got my interest going. Action sequences, again, generally really enjoyed the action sequences. I just felt, and I think this is just more me, because there is quite a fair bit of action, especially towards the end of this movie. I was just like going, I wanted to see more of that, because that was really good. I love that. That's some good old fighting zombie stuff. Let's see more. But I think that was more me wanting to see a bit more of that. Even the end sequences, the problem with the end sequence is it is very predictable. It's something that you've seen before in certain ways, and you can see where it's going very, very quickly. Okay, that's the only downside of it. There's not really kind of any thinking process when you're watching this movie. You just like go, okay, well, I know that's going to happen. You can see that coming from a mile away. It's that kind of scenario, but again, that's just a minor problem, because like I said, I still got entertainment and fun while watching this movie. I really, really did. Death scenes in this are quite gory as well. There's lots of blood, guts, and all sorts of different things going on. A lot of emotional build-up. There's some suspenseful moments as well. I wouldn't say there's jump scare moments in this movie, but there's just a few moments which just pop up out of the blue, and you're like, oh shit, that kind of scenario, just which adds to the movie. So if I was going to give this a rating, I would give this a strong 7 out of 10. Just because of that plotline, unless there's something in there that I actually missed. Can somebody just explain why those mysteries were actually there? Because this little plotline or subplotline that popped up completely cancelled out that main one, unless there's something that I missed there. Okay, if there is, please put it in the comments down below. But I do recommend this movie. I went into this movie obviously because I was going to be with this kind of, not critical kind of view, but I was looking for things in here, obviously, because I was going to review it. But if I wasn't going to review it, it's still an entertaining watch. Okay, yes, I found a couple of problems which stuck out to me, but it's still an entertaining watch, and I do recommend it. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.